Hello everyone, it is me, and again we're talking about Patrik Laine. Now before we start, please make sure to subscribe if you are new to the channel, want to see more hockey content. Now let's get to it. So the talk of the day involved supposed rumors about Patrik Laine potentially being traded from the Columbus Blue Jackets. Immediately we got a very interesting response from Jackets GM Jarmo Kekäläinen about those supposed rumors when he said, quote, "Yeah, it bothers me because people make up blank. That's what bothers me," end quote. Jarmo then adds, according to the Athletic's Pierre LeBrun, quote, "I understand that sometimes from conversations you have, some of it may leak out, and names get in there, but it's not a case like that. This is just somebody making up blank up from their own speculation of what we might do. They make it up and hope for the headlines and hope for the clicks. I think that's unethical, and I don't have any time for it," end quote. And we can see from those statements that the Finnish GM is clearly heated, as, those remarks obviously were intended for whoever made up the rumors, or if they were made up. I didn't hear anything about it, but maybe I didn't pay attention to it. And while I do understand where he's coming from, we know rumors will fly around at the trade deadline, especially with somebody like Laine. The young sniper is an RFA after this season and is suddenly red hot, and his value could be skyrocketing thanks to that stretch of play. In his past 13 games, Patty has 14 goals and 7 assists compared to the 6 goals and 11 assists he had in the other 22 games played. And for those 14 goals in 13 games, only 2 of those were against an empty net. So 12 of them were real, or at least you know what I mean. And while I'm glad he's hot, this kind of illustrates parts of the sniper's career, as he'll have an unbelievable, insane hot stretch. It could be as simple as one game, and then he could, fade off, have a cool down, something like that. And that starts the whole argument of, do you want a guy that is insanely hot for parts of the season and has multi-goal games, or do you want a player that's less streaky but more consistent? I'm not going to go there. Everybody wants to go there with me because of like a really old video. But yeah, in regards to trading Laine, I'm going to say that they should at least field offers, and here's why. After all, Laine is an RFA. It's kind of appealing for teams if they trade for him to have control of him. And he is only 23 years old, which is crazy to think that I am like a year younger than him. It makes me sad because he's a multimillionaire playing in the NHL. I'm a guy that makes videos talking about him. But yeah, he has shown how sensational he can be in the right system or when he's hot, because he has, at times, I think with Tortorella it was never going to work, but I think regardless, if you give him time and you're not under a complete defensive-minded coach, he would be able to get hot regardless. But on the flip side, JK also seems to be interested in a marriage. He said that later on in that little segment there about PL, and he said that the organization is interested, if he's interested, I would imagine, a longer-term contract. Basically, they don't like the idea of him being an unrestricted free agent, which is understandable considering the franchise's history with UFAs and them leaving. It is a tough market. Columbus, it's got a good fan base, but if you're wanting to have a more exciting lifestyle, LA, Miami, New York, you're probably not going to want Columbus to be your destination. But yeah, I get it. You want that long-term deal. We'll see how it goes. And if he actually is going to have his name in there, I'm curious to see how it goes. Do I think he will? I'm not sure. But it currently looks unlikely for the Jackets to find their way into the playoffs, as they are, I think, like 7-8 points back of the Capitals, and I think they might have played one more game. Either way, I would imagine the Caps would get hot. I don't expect the Blue Jackets to cover that ground. If they do, that's great. I'm happy about it. But I don't think they'll make it, and that has to, mean Jarmo's going to have to decide what is the direction for this franchise, for the team. Are they going to be building the future with Laine part of it, or at least the idea of him being part of it, get a long-term deal, and if not, keep him around, see what happens? Or do they want to say, well, he's hot at the moment with this stretch of play. He is young. At the deadline, somebody wants to make a move to close the gap. He's on a deal that you could move around. I don't know. There's a lot of things going on, and I am curious to think that'll go. And trade deadline is approaching. Do you think Patrik Laine should or shouldn't be traded? Let me know down below in the comments. Also, make sure to like this video if you enjoyed it, and subscribe if you're new to the channel and want to see more hockey content. Also, for all you people that thought I was going to trash on Laine, no, that's not true. I like Laine's play. But yeah, so everybody stay safe. Have a great night. You go love hockey, all right. Goodbye, Brigadiers and Brigadettes. This is your captain signing off. Have a great night.